Hello, boys. Let us start grade 6, module 7, lesson number 1. Name of the lesson is Relationship between two variables. What is a variable? Variable is something that we don't know, whose value can change. So, variable is something unknown, something unknown to us, okay? Unknown value. And its value can change, differ. So, an unknown number that is not consistent, it can change. There are two types of variable, independent and dependent. How do we understand this? Let's say there is a mother and her son. Now, for food, if we talk about food, the son has to ask the mother for the food, correct? So the son is dependent on the mother for the food. So we will call him dependent variable. Dependent variable. Because he needs some mother for to make her the food. If I talk about the mother, if mother is hungry, she is not dependent on the son. She can make her own food. So the mother is independent because she does not need anyone's help to make the food. So the mother is independent variable and the son is the dependent variable. Okay. I hope you understood the meaning of these two things using the small example. Let us take one more example if it was not clear to you. The other example is driving a car. Okay. Imagine you are going on a road trip. You are going from Alain to, let's say, Fujairah or something. Okay. So you are going on a long drive, road trip. The relationship we are looking at is the difference between the amount of gas in your tank and the distance you travel. Okay. Now see, the distance that you will travel, it is completely dependent on how much gas is there in your tank. Yes or no? If your tank is full, if your gas tank is full, it means maybe you can go 300 or 400 or 500 kilometer according to your car. But if the tank is half, only half filled, then you will be able to do only 150 kilometer or 200 kilometer or 250 kilometers like this, correct? Which means here the distance that you are traveling, it is dependent variable. It is what? Dependent, because it changes depending on how much gas is there in your tank. But the gas in your tank, it is not dependent on the distance you have traveled, right? So the gas here is independent and the distance that you travel is dependent. Okay, let us read this out for better understanding. The independent variable is the amount of gas. You decide how much gas to put in the car. Yes or no? Because gas is not dependent on the distance. The gas doesn't care how far you have driven yet. It is independent of the number of miles you have driven. On the other hand, the dependent variable is the distance that you traveled. The number of miles you can drive depends entirely on how much gas is there in the tank. Same thing that I said, okay? If you have more fuel, you can travel more distance. If you have less fuel, you can travel less distance. So distance is dependent variable, but the gas is independent because it does not depend on how many kilometers you have driven the car, okay? So this is independent and dependent variable. Okay, so now you have understood what is a variable and the two types of variable. Now in this lesson we have to set a relationship between them. Okay, which kind of relationship? Let us understand it with the help of an example. Okay, example number one is find dependent variable values in a table. Okay, he will give us a table in which we have to find that value of the dependent variable. Okay, don't worry, I know the different word might be sounding hard, but we will do the question, then it will become easy for you. There is a boy, Joe. Joe bought an iced coffee. Okay. He went to a restaurant, a cafe, and he bought a iced coffee for $2.95. Perfect, no problem. The total cost of the breakfast, C. Now see, the total cost of the breakfast is not given in dollars. It is given as C. Yani C is my variable. The total cost is what? Is C. Okay. The total cost C is equal to what? To the cost of his food plus $2.95 for the iced tea. Okay. So he said he bought some food. How will I find the total cost? The total cost depends on the cost of the food plus $2.95 for the iced tea. Now the total cost here is represented by the C. Yes? And the cost of the food here, if you will check carefully, it is represented by the F. The cost of the food is represented by F. So C is equal to cost of food F plus for the iced tea I have paid $2.95. So this is my equation, the relationship between the cost of the food, the total cost of the breakfast and the cost of the food. Imagine if you go to a cafe now, which one is dependent here, which one is independent? The total cost here, the total cost is actually dependent on the amount of food I will order. Yes or no? If I will order more food, my total bill will be more. If I will order less food, my total will be less. Which means the total cost here, it is the dependent variable, and the food that I am going to order, it is independent. The food that you are going to order, for that you have not thought before that I will spend only 5 dirham or 10 dirham. How much food you will buy? You will buy the food according to the hunger. If you are more hungry, you will order more food. If you are less hungry, you will order less food. But it does not depend on the total cost, right? So the food here, the cost of the food, this is independent. Okay? And the total cost, the final bill of the food, this is dependent. Okay? So you have understood which one is independent, which one is dependent. The rule is given here also. Check carefully in the table. The cost of the food plus 2.95 will give me the total cost here. What do I have here now? 5.5, 7.75 and 10. Check. In the table, this is the input. Input yani, he said the cost of the food that I am buying. So he said, imagine if you purchased a food of $5.50, then what will be the total cost that you will pay? According to my rule, the cost of the food is 5.5 plus I paid 2.95 for the iced tea. So total will be, check, 5.50 plus 2.95. Yani 0 plus 5, 5, 9 plus 5, 14, 4 here, 1 up. Decimal, decimal, decimal in the straight line. Remember, when you are doing plus minus, points should be in a straight line. 5 plus 2, 7, 7 and 1, 8. So 8.45. So this will be 8.45. Next one. He said if the food was ordered of $7.75, then how much will I pay? The food 7.75 plus 2.95 for the coffee. Total will be how much? It will be 5.510. Okay. If you will add it, it will become $10.70. Total cost. Next, if you ordered the food for $10, okay, $10 plus 2.95 for the coffee. So 10 plus 2, 12, and 0.95 is 12.95. Correct. This one is correct. So we fill the table. What do we have to do? We have to read the question. We have to find the two variables. Like here the C and F are the variables. We have to check which one is dependent, which one is independent. The dependent one will always come alone here on this side. Remember, the dependent one will be always here, okay, on the left side, and on the right side we will always write the independent variable, okay. Then we will make the equation, we will put the values, we will solve and fill the table. This is how you have to do it. Next question. Okay. by mistake by mistake the answers are already given here, so let us erase it so that I can explain you the question. One second now. Okay, so imagine these numbers are not given here, okay, or just wait, just wait, this is better. Now it is much better. So let us do the question now. Each small pizza at a local pizza shop cost $6.75. This is the price of the cost of one pizza. Okay, $6.75. Now we have to find the two variables also. The total cost C. Again, the total cost is given C. So let us write here total cost C of P small pizzas. Now the number of pizzas is not given. For that also he choose a variable P. So for number of pizzas we are taking P. So these are my two variables, right? Now if I ask you which one is dependent, which one is independent, the total cost is C, the number of pizza is P. Now see, the number of pizzas are not dependent on the total cost, right? No one told you how much money you have to spend. Here the pizzas, the number of pizzas are independent. I can order as much as I want, right? But the total cost, it is totally dependent on the number of pizza I am ordering. Yes or no? If I will order more pizza, I will pay more money. If I will order less pizza, I will pay less money, which means the C is dependent, right? The total cost is dependent and the number of pizzas are independent. I told you the dependent variable will come in the left and the independent will come in the right. So we will write the P here, but let us first read the question. Okay, let us read from here again. The total cost C of P small pizzas is equal to 6.75 times P. 6.75 times P. यानी C is equal to 6.75 times P. Times and multiply. Correct? This is my equation. Perfect, you know. If I order one pizza, so 6.75 times 1, the total bill will be 6.75. If I order two pizzas, then the total cost will be 6.75 for one pizza, multiply 2 because we have two pizzas. So it will give me how much? $13.5. Yes or no? Like this. So this is my rule. Check. The same rule is given here in the question, the table also. 6.75 times P. Now, the total cost in this question, how is this question different? Check. The total cost is already given, and from here he is asking us how many pizzas did we order. You have to find it. So let me tell you how to do it. Okay, there are two ways. First, I will tell you the small way, which only works when you are having easy numbers. Okay. Now see. Here the rule is 6.75 times P. So I have to think 6.75 times how much will give me 13.5, right? If I can think about that, yani I will get the P. So I can write it here also. Now see, this is 6 here in the starting. Here I have 13 in the starting. 6 times how much will give me close to 13? Everyone knows 6 times 2 is 12. So maybe 6.75 times 2 will give me 13.5. Let us check. 6.75 times 2. 5 times 2 10, 0 here 1 up, 7 times 2 14, 14 and 1 15, so 5 down 1 up, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 and 1 13. Now I have decimal here, correct? After decimal I have two numbers, correct? So in the answers after two numbers you have to put the point. So yes, I got 13.5. Yani this P is how much? 2. So here I can simply write 2. Easy. Now, what is the normal way of doing it? Check. The normal yani using the maths, the formula, relationship. Here, the total cost is given how much? 13.5, right? So this C is total cost. I will put here 13.5. Equals 6.75 P. Yes or no? Now you have to find the P, which means you have to remove this number. P should be alone. Only then you can find it. How will I remove the 6.75? Check what do we have between the variable and the number. There we have times. Times yani multiply. How will I remove the multiply? By using the opposite of multiply. Opposite of multiply is divide. So I will do divide 6.75 here. If I do divide 6.75 on the right side of equal, then on the left side of equal also I have to do the same thing. I have to do the same thing, that is divide 6.75. Now 6.75 divided by 6.75 khalas. Now 13.5 divided 6.75, it will give you 2 only. So P is equal to 2. Okay, so next 6.75 think times how much will give you 27. I know this is 6. I know here I have 27. 6 times 4 is how much? 24, right? So it means if I do 6.75 times 4, maybe I can get 27 here, right? Maybe. So let us check. Okay. Let us check quickly. 6.75 times 4. 4 times 5 20, 0 here 2 up. 4 times 7 28, 28 and 2 30, so 0 here 3 up. 4 times 6 24, 24 and 3 27. Now after decimal I have two numbers, so after two numbers I put the point. So see, I got the same number, which means the P here should be 4. Now the next one is 6.75 times P again. It should be 33.75. So 6 times how much will give you close to 33? 6 times 5 is 30, right? So we should try times 5. So when you will try times 5, you will get 33.75 only. You can try it by yourself, okay? So here I will put 5. So I have shown you both the ways of doing it. The mathematical way and the tricky way, in which you just have to use your brain and think how many times can I do. Okay, so choose whichever way you like. Now moving on, this lesson is I think, yeah, this lesson is over. Practice the questions from the book. Best of luck. Goodbye.